This morning, Hurricane Melissa is lashing Cuba. It crashed into the island nation just hours after devastating large parts of Jamaica, arrived in Cuba, making landfall as a Category 3 storm with winds of about 195 kilometers per hour. It brought heavy rain to southeastern Cuba before it made landfall, which caused extreme flooding in many streets. About 735,000 people were forced out of their homes as the storm approached, and Cuba's president had warned the storm would cause serious damage, that people should obey the evacuation orders. Officials in Jamaica are assessing damage to their country because Melissa battered much of it yesterday. One official said the infrastructure has been severely compromised, called it one of Jamaica's worst periods. More than 500,000 people were without power as of late yesterday. But let us bring you the very latest as we begin this day. Zara Burton is live in Kingston, Jamaica, the capital. Very, very difficult 24 hours for the people of Jamaica. Zara, what is the situation today as the day begins?
Heather, you can say that again. Look, where I am, I'm safe. I'm at the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, where all the government officials are, and a few media personnel were allowed to hunker down here. So we're okay. I looked outside this morning. Everything is calm. And as the morning rises, I'll try to go outside so I can give your viewers a sense of just how outside of Kingston looks. However, this is not the case in the western side of the island. You had significant impacts in places like St. Elizabeth, places like Westmoreland, places like Hanover. Montego Bay Airport was also damaged. So that could impact the ability for tourists to leave. As of yesterday, there were 25,000 tourists that were on the island. You're talking about significant damage, roofs blown off. Clarendon had some levels of flooding. You also had there were cars and homes. We saw some of the utility vehicles. Talk about the fact that right now I can't contact some of the people in those parishes right now because they just don't have any internet service. And yet we saw images yesterday of Flow, which is one of the big telecom providers. Their vehicles were submerged in water, several of those vehicles. And so the TVJ reporter, the news reporter on site was saying, if these are recovery vehicles, this may take even longer to recover. We did have an announcement yesterday that Starlink was supposed to be providing some kind of service so that we all could maintain connectivity, but maybe the message got out late because it seems to me that we still have a problem connecting with our loved ones and different connections in the western side of the island to get full feedback about what has happened so far.
Zara, we just have a new track of the storm. So as we continue our conversation, just showing people where it is moving now. But again, as you and I are discussing, it hit with full force yesterday, one of the strongest Cat 5 storms on record. So given all of the challenges that you're just outlining to us and the difficulty for communication, are you even on the island at a point of starting recovery efforts, or is that even underway at all yet?
The Prime Minister made that very clear that he's getting started. And in a tweet, he said, our country, yes, has been ravaged by Hurricane Melissa, but we will rebuild and we will do so even better than before. And he encouraged Jamaicans to be hopeful as well. He said, I know many of you, especially those in the affected parishes, are feeling disheartened. Your homes may have been damaged or destroyed, and your communities and towns no longer look the same. I know your pain and I feel your loss. We're mobilizing quickly to start the relief and recovery efforts, and we will be there with you every step of the way. This is what he said in a tweet a few hours ago. I just want to make a point as well that in terms of overall recovery, we have seen some individuals and even some groups come out and say that they're already supporting the recovery effort. We do have, for instance, the NBA that is in Miami Heat, and also an NBA star, Jamal Murray. He also said he would donate. The NBA is putting in about $1 million into the recovery effort. There is also some support already voiced from the UN, and of course, from the United States, from the United Kingdom as well, I should say. And, some of it, of course, is going to be humanitarian, some monetary, but every hand on deck right now. The big priority for the different officials here in Jamaica, the government officials, they've said it as of yesterday, we need to get relief to the people as soon as possible. There were some people yesterday that were marooned. They couldn't send crews out to get them because of the circumstances of the hurricane. They said that as soon as things improve, they were able to help some people, but not everybody. And so that is the concern right now, getting the relief, getting to those people, getting food to some of the people, and getting shelter to some of the people whose roofs were gone.
Zara, you have just made it so clear the seriousness of the situation, and I thank you for the reporting live in Kingston, Jamaica.